Working inside a big corporate structure, most of my days were spent pre-wiring people. Now that I work for myself, I replace the pre-wiring with many, many voices in my head. They just yap at me all day long about the things that I'm doing. Has that ever happened to you? Well, in this episode of the Solopreneur Billionaire, I talked to my lovely client, Chloe, about those voices in her head and why we shouldn't listen.
Am I crazy or am I just scared? When we worked together on the bronze, the silver, and I was wondering, my bronze was 49 and then 99 a month with the book, the clone, and all that. I don't know, it's me blocking, thinking that actors would pay me 99 a month just to have a membership, a community, the book, and the clone. So I'm like, I should give classes. But then I'm like, the 49 bucks per month. Now I have a huge, holy, that means that every actors are going to pay that for a month. No actors will. I don't know where to find my answer for that. Having my videos coming in a few days. I have the book. They're going to be able to have it. The clone, is that okay for 49 or is that something like okay. Thank you. Bye.
My work is done.
That's all I needed. I'm freaking out here. I do 99. Should I do 49? The whole work I've done for 99, but are they going to buy 49 knowing that it's maybe another bullshit things, or should I go back to 99? It's been 2 days, 3 days, and I'm like asking ChatGPT, and it's giving me all the answer I want to hear. Put your shit together, and I couldn't. That's why I texted you.
This is what I do all day long, every single day that I am awake. Even I can now write research papers when I'm asleep, so no problem.
For your clone, actually, it would have been.
Call my clone and ask her the same things. But here's what actual Betsy would say. There's no way for you to know one way or another. There's no way for you to know whether it should be $49, $99, a subscription. Your business is your business. Nobody should tell you, yes, Chloe, it's $49. It's more than enough value. The question you're asking is, am I afraid to just put this out there? If you really want data about whether it's 49 or 99, whether it's a subscription or just a discrete set of courses, then bifurcate your mailing list into two groups and offer one the 49 and one the 99. Play it for 3 months and see what delivers. Offer the exact same thing, but package it differently. That is the only way you will know what works. Getting in your head and asking people's opinion, even mine, which is brilliant, obviously. Lucy from Peanuts is in the house.
I love it.
I am irrelevant because I am not your ideal customer. I only have an opinion, and anybody, whether it is Russell Brunson or anybody else who tries to tell you this is exactly how you should do it, that's baloney, because it is your customer. You know how you interact with them. You know them better than any of us know them. The only way you will know is by testing and getting out of your head about the insecurity of the value. I'll give you a story of myself. Somebody was asking me my rate, and in my head, I'm thinking, I'm not a transaction. I don't have a rate. And I'm thinking, dummy, yes, you do. Just say it. So I said my rate, and then he paused, and I just kept talking. I said, I'm very expensive. I'll give you extra time, and I will give you extra, right? By the end of it, probably wasn't more than 2 minutes of me saying my rate and then me negotiating against myself for further discounts and value, that he said, yeah, okay. So, Chloe, let's just practice asking and get good at that. And let's test and find data that is meaningful, right? That's all we could do.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm going to work on that.
Recognize the pattern is just the insecurity about how others see you. The only way you really know what is valuable to them is by putting it out there. I was talking to one of my coaches yesterday, and he said, the business of you idea is great, but it may not be your best idea yet. We don't know. We're going to discover that over time. You have a business now. You have an idea of what your bronze could be, but we don't know whether that floats. We don't know whether it sells. But we have to put it out there and give it time. Because the combination of first putting it out there and the risk that nobody will show up, which is sure, okay, what do I do differently? Nobody showed up. How do I ask the questions of people that I sent this to so I know why they didn't sign up? Don't live in your head about your impression of what people did. Live in your head about the data that people are willing to give you back about whether and why they did or didn't sign up. And then let it run. Don't be afraid of the first response. In January, I did my first public webinar. I sent out to hundreds of people. Nobody signed up. Nobody showed up, but I did it. I learned, even though I could talk about this topic, I didn't have intrinsic credibility. Nobody was going to show up on a webinar with some stranger spamming them. I was pinging general counsels. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a general counsel. I've never been one. I knew all of those things going into it, but for me, it was just, I'm going to learn the process of doing this type of marketing, and I'll see if I like it. As it turns out, the juice is not worth the squeeze. I'd rather go to a more curated group who actually cares about me and then try to build my group, which is what I'm trying to do right now. Same thing for you. Assume the worst will happen, nobody will sign up, but then at least that gives you a data point and you have people in your circle that you can go back to and say, hey, I sent you this offer. I'd love some feedback. We can design a survey to get feedback that we can then think about and do better on the next time.
Okay, I'll keep working.
I would create 2 or 3 smart lists and try the different models. That's the beauty. We get to do that. If you find a model, if you find a messaging that works, you can offer it back to the other smart lists. They will not remember and go, Chloe, you offered it to me this way 3 months ago. How come it's this now? If anybody has that great a memory, then you can say, I'll give it to you at that rate. No problem.
I did that with the webinar and the seminar. And then this lady came to both. And then she signed up already for the first one. And then the second one, I realized that she was there. And I was like, wow, shit. She came at the end to me and said, Chloe, just to know, I don't have to put the form again. I already did it the last time. So I'm good with that.
Nobody cares about you. They only care about themselves and you within context of what they want. That's it. It's remarkably freeing because then all the voices in our head about what they think and how we look, who cares? Because they're only thinking about themselves. And if I can put myself into their world in a way that matters to them, awesome.
That's right.
I will see you. Bye. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Solopreneur Billionaire. If you also have voices in your head and you want help working them out, ping me in the comments.